People able to see or hear me now? Um, Sorry guys, anyone able to hear anything? Not sure. Yes, lovely. Right. Sorry guys. So, um, basically this evening we're doing something a little bit different. Gonna have myself and Craig from More Corla on screen. Um, we've this great opportunity to announce the nominations for the GAA Rounders All Stars. And I just want to say thanks a million to everyone that tunes in, that likes, subscribes, everything else. Because like without that demand, showing that this is actually a working platform, I don't think we'd be getting opportunities like that. So bear with us this evening, as we're doing a slightly different platform, so it's kind of harder to work out what we can see or what we can do. Just trying to split the screen. So like I was actually talking away there for a few minutes before I came on screen. And I was like, oh, if anyone out there can hear me, so I think I just messaged one or two people, just see if you could. So great to hear that you can see and hear all. So Craig is going to be coming on, and he's going to be going through the nominations for the Senior All Stars. There's going to be 3 nominations for each position, so the 9 positions, and then the roaming player. So there's going to be 10 in total, I think. Craig can correct me on this, 10 for the men's and 10 for the ladies. So I think he's going to go position by position. So it'll be like, say, like we'll start with catcher, and it'll be the 3 catcher nominations for the ladies, 3 for the men's. I don't think he's going to do like the full men's nominations and then the ladies, or vice versa. I'm not sure what the order of the positions are, but he did say that if enough people kind of like shout and scream asking for the next position next, he may completely ignore it. So you know put in what you want to hear next anyway. But yeah, so on the nominations, if it's like previous years, you could possibly, or a player could possibly be nominated for more than one position. I'm pretty sure last year that we had a couple of like kind of double ups, we'll call them, between like roaming player and another position, and possibly between like 2 like bases or like an outfield and another position. But in previous years you could only win an all-star in one. So I'm not sure if that has changed this year or anything, but like we're just here to bring you the nominations. And like if you have any questions on the process or whatever, get onto your club secretary, because it ain't got nothing to do with us. But Craig will be joining me in a minute, and bear with me because I'm not sure. I think I might have to add him, or I'm not sure if he has the link. So like it is a slightly new format than what I'm used to. Now the posts will still be up on social media. So they will be up kind of just after Craig announces them here, as far as I'm aware. So I'm gonna try adding Craig on. I'm not sure. I think Craig, I can see on screen here.
Hey, how are y'all going on?
Welcome to the internet.
Hey, I tell you what, who knew I was this tech savvy, eh? No.
I can't hear Craig. I don't know. That might just be a problem for me. I'm not sure if everyone else can.
Can you hear me now?
Can everyone else hear Craig? Or is it just me that can't hear him?
One second.
Anyone?
This might do something.
Anyone out there? Okay. You can see and hear us both. I can't hear Craig, so I'm gonna have to try and figure that one out. But Craig, I'm gonna hand it over to you. So if you want to chat away, and I will try and figure out why I can't hear you.
Okay, this is going to be interesting. If you can't hear me, Darryl, this is going to be like the worst Eurovision show in history. But we'll give it a go anyway. So I was listening into Darryl there just now, and as he was saying, I have all the nominations for all the All-Stars for the men and the ladies. They've literally landed on my laptop in the last 20 minutes. So you'll have to bear with me a little bit as well, but it's very exciting times, and we're going to work through them position by position and announce them that way. So here we go. Now, I was hoping to. Darrell, can you hear me now at all?
I can hear you, but I think I
Yay,
have
great
on
stuff.
the mic.
So, listen, best of luck to everyone. I'm sure there's lots of people interested and lots of people on the edge of their seats waiting to hear their names called out. So I'm not going to drag this out any longer than I need to. We're going to start with the pictures, guys. Darrell, have you got anything to say about what you're looking for in a picture when you're, or any qualities that pictures might have before we go through the pictures here?
Well, personally, I would say that pitcher needs to have a functioning knee. Just from a personal point of view, it really helps. But yeah, no, you're just looking for like a lack of errors. You know, like some good pitching, minimal amount of walks, and making it as difficult as possible for batters to actually hit the ball. So something that you've got two different styles of pitchers. One that doesn't allow the batters to hit the ball and they focus on the foul outs and stuff like that, and then others that kind of focus on getting the ball driven up in the air to get catches for their teammates. So it can result in very different results for everyone in their all-star allocation of points and stuff. But yeah, that's basically it.
Absolutely, and kind of dictates how the team's set up as well, depending on the style of pitcher that they have as well, I think sometimes. So yeah, great job. Well, exciting times. Let's tear into it, guys. So I'm going to start ladies first with the pictures, and we have got 3 nominees for each position in men and women at senior grade. And in the ladies this year, our first all-star nominee of the year is Michelle Hopkins from Brafey. Well done, Michelle. And she is joined in the female nominations category for pitcher by Joanne Murphy from Raheen and Irene Scanlon from Erne Eagles. So 3 very, very strong lady pitchers there. And in the men's category, again, like Darrell was saying, I think sometimes it's completely different styles there. In the men's category, we've got Colin Cannon from Brafey, another Brafey nominee. Barry Lamb, Carrick Macross Emmets, Carrick Macross's first nomination of the night. And Jason Tennant from Glenbarntown. So excellent stuff. Well done to all 6 of them. They are our all-star nominees for pitcher. Very good. Okay.
Great. You're a natural at this. Anyone listening, I think Craig should do this every year.
Yeah, right. I'm very much, you'll have to excuse me. Like I said, this information didn't land on my desk all too very long. It's as usual, the closely guarded secrets of GAA rounders. And I'm literally finding out these names and kind of doing it as we go here myself. So do you know what? I'm almost excited. Yeah, I suppose the only natural place to go after that would be the catcher or the backstop or whatever you want to call them there. And again, I think you pick your catcher based on your pitcher, really. Would you agree, Darrell?
Well, not always. You would imagine so. Like, I mean, like I think that's something that's really underrated, is that relationship between the catcher and the pitcher. Because like it's very hard for one to excel without the other. And sometimes you see it, sometimes people just go, oh, there's the best pitcher and the best catcher that we have. Sometimes they don't actually gel well together, and you'd actually be better off with a different. Because as we're talking about style, you're actually better off with a slightly different style for a certain pitcher, or maybe the communication is a certain way. But
yeah, great stuff. Okay, well, just to keep things fresh, we're going to start with the men this time, I suppose. Just because mainly because it's mixing it up, and also because it's the men's that's up on my screen at the moment, so we'll go that way around. So our catchers, again, 3 really strong contenders in the men's catchers. I've watched all of them play, and they're really strong players. And the first name for the catchers this year is Gary Jordan from Glenbarntown, another nomination for Glenbarntown. Carrick Macross make the grade as well, with Colin Keenan getting nominated. And the 3rd nomination in the men for catcher is Jamie Murphy from Brafey. So well done to all of those. And in the ladies, they have gone for, it says here, sharp, vocal and brave ladies. Katie Grunell from Brafey. Liam Mullins from Cuchulainn. Six catchers women. So I hope Joe is putting all these up on the screen because we're fairly tearing through them, and I'm sure people are struggling to keep up. But well done to all of them, and best of luck on the 1st of November. And first base, we'll keep going around the hands, and this kind of completes that trilogy.
Sorry, Craig, just to interrupt. People are saying that you got disconnected there on some of the catchers. Do you mind just recapping over them?
Sorry about that. So our catchers are. Sorry, I don't get the chats up on my screen. So Darryl will keep me honest with that. So our catchers again, I'll just recap. The 3 male catchers, the men's catchers was Gary Jordan from Glimbarnton, Colin Keenan from Carrick Macross, and Jamie Murphy from Brayfee. And the female catchers, the lady catchers, were Katie Grunell from Brayfee, Leah Mullins from Cucullen, and Anya Riley from Erne Eagles. So well done to all of them. And God bless the Roscommon internet for keeping me disconnected regular. Did that work that time?
Sorry, Craig. I'm just having a few issues with my mic here, so I'm kind of flipping between going to audio and whatever. So you just keep working away there. I'm gonna, if there's anything that pops up in the chat, I'll pipe in. But yeah, you just keep going. Fair play.
Lovely. We'll kind of we'll complete that trifecta there now. The pitcher, catcher, first base, that combination, and we'll move on to the senior ladies nominations for first base. Again, people who need to be rock solid, have good nerves, keep their eye on the ball and not be distracted by what's going on them. Busy spot, first base. And our nominations for the senior ladies in the first base position are Margaret Fitzgibbons from Brayfee, Sheena King from Glimbarntown, and Rachel Riley from Erne Eagles. Well done to them. And in the men's first base positions, 3 big hitters, 3 big men with a bat. Frank Duffy from Carrick Macross, Aidan Jane from Glimbarntown, and Shane Sheridan, no stranger to All-Star Awards, from Erne Eagles. Well done to all of them.
Yeah, some very... Yeah, no, it's just, sorry, I'm not sure if my mic is any better now, if you can hear me. But yeah, so some very different, again, different styles of players, you know, on both sides of it. Definitely, as you said, you're looking at some of the biggest batters in that position that possibly ever played. You know, there maybe 1 or 2 exceptions to that, but some big hits and some big games from those players.
Great job. Now, another lively spot on the pitch is second base, especially can be quite a lively spot. And again, someone who needs to be on their toes, quite a lively spot. They can be fairly mobile, get their steps in on second base, so they will. And again, we'll keep going with the men this time at second base. Some very consistent second base players. We've got Gary Boland from Glimbarntown, another nomination for Glimbarntown.
Mm-hmm.
Name that everyone's familiar with, Gerald Clarkin from Erne Eagles. And someone we've all heard on.
Near the end of that.
Ronan Kiernan from Carrick Macross Emirates. I'm sure we've all heard Ronan at second base as well, more than once. And
so I assume by that, Craig, you're saying that some of those players that you can physically hear them, not just heard of them.
Absolutely. I think people on second base need to be vocal, to be honest with you. They can be making 100%. A lot of the calls. And I think if you've got shy and retiring people need not apply for second base, if you ask me anyway. And in the ladies, again, not exactly shy and retiring people either. Gillian Nolan from Cucullen. Geraldine Goldrick from Erne Eagles, another Erne Eagles nomination there. And Mary Roach from Glimbarntown. Congratulations to all of them. Them 3 names made me smile there as well. Be sure you did. Darryl, any comments on that?
No, you kind of covered it. Like, you know, you're really that link between the infield and the outfield and doing that communicating. So you need a good pair of lungs, and not just for running in that position. So no, you're
100%,
doing well.
100%. And then we'll just complete the bases off with third base here now. Again, another lively spot. I think, a lot of people there, when they stood up to bat, they're looking to try and beat third base, shortstop. If they can beat them, they've got a good chance to get into first base. So, people lively on their toes and not afraid of the ball at third base there either. So, I'm going to do the ladies here for this one. I've managed to get them up there now. And we've got Earn Eagles again, Maggie Brady from Earn Eagles, the first nomination for third base. No stranger to an all-star at third base, Paula Doherty from Brayfee.
Well done, everyone.
This year, Alicia Reddy from Glenbarntown. 3 very solid third bases there from the ladies. And in the men's, here we go here now. Just bear with me 1 second. Our men's nominations, again, slightly different fielding position to the ladies, but still a very hot spot. Justin Burns, Carrick Macross. Paul Delaney from Glenbarntown. And Patrick Heenahan from Brayfee. So that completes all the bases for all the men and all the ladies there. Any comments on the names coming out there, Darryl? Do you recognise them?
Oh yeah, no, recognizing all the names. I'm kind of hoping that somebody has spelt their name Oscar or something, and we're going to have some great crack at you. Just looking at it since as you said, you didn't really get looking over it beforehand.
Oh, so stop. I got to apologise there now. Speaking of that, I got to apologise to Sheena King there at Glenbarntown because her name I wasn't prepared for it at the All Ireland finals, and I did try to have a quick squeeze down to make sure I could get them all right tonight now. And I think, to be fair, Shirley knows my weaknesses, so she's done a great job here of keeping most of them not so complicated for me. Okay, shortstop. Let's finish up the infields there with the shortstops again, often the linchpin of the field here. We've got, for the men, the first nomination at shortstop, Paul Cooper of Glenbarntown. The next position at shortstop, senior men, Michael Cullen from Earn Eagles. And the third one, hardcore delegate himself, Mark Jennings of Brayfee. Well done to them. And in the ladies, I nearly forgot the ladies. Then I thought we have.
Don't worry, the chat wouldn't let you get away with that anyway.
I was going to say
they've gone a little bit quiet. I don't know if they're just in shock, in awe, or
I've made them all fall asleep.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not, Craig.
All right. So the shortstop, the ladies nominations for shortstop, hotly contested position. Anne-Marie Dunphy from Glenbarntown. Banshee Higgins from Earn Eagles. And the third nomination for the senior ladies shortstop position, Caroline Waters from Cuchulainn. So well done to all of them.
Craig, can I just put you over one of those again?
I wonder which one there now. Banshee. Am I right? Banshee. Oh, jeepers. I do apologise, Banshee.
I knew there was going to be one.
Yeah,
at some stage that I catch it.
They should never have let a Welshman anywhere near this job, really. They really shouldn't have. They should have thought this out better. They should have. Okay. I've just looked at the left outfields and I'm better placed anyway. I just had a quick look down at the left outfields and I've got a better hope of getting these ones right now. So again, apologies, Banshee. Okay. Remember the first time I got sent left outfield? I asked, what do you do with left outfield? And the advice I was given was catch the ball and horse it back in. I think, Darryl, there's a bit more to the position than catch the ball and horse it back in. Would you agree?
I don't think so. I mean, I think if you can do that on a consistent basis, I mean, what more do you want them to do? Well, sometimes it's a very simple game. Hit the ball, catch the ball, throw the ball. People complicate it, but it really is straightforward.
I think we're simplifying the skills of these next 3 names out here anyway, because they've certainly got a bit more to their armory than that, And in the ladies' nominations, the senior ladies' nominations for left outfield, we'll work our way back around that way. Amy Maloney from Cuchulainn is the first nomination. Lisa Flood from Ern Eagles is the second nomination. And Katie Kenny from Brafey is the third senior ladies nomination for left outfield.
Very good. Well done, everyone.
In the men's, we've got Declan Finnegan from Carrickmacross. Colm the Catch Jordan, after his catch in the senior mix final. Colm Jordan of Brafey. And Owen Rowe O'Reilly from Ern Eagles. That's our 6 nominations for left outfield. Darryl?
Yes, that is my name. Yeah, no. I think we're looking at a slightly older age profile to last year anyway. When it comes, I think last year the outfield, I think the oldest player was that got an All-Star was 21 maybe or 22. So I think whichever the 3 managed to take it there, they'll be trying to up the average age of the outfield All-Stars on the men's side anyway for this season.
Oh, 100%, yeah. I think we might be about to bring that back down again when we look at the centre outfielders here now, mind. They do cover an awful lot of ground, these centre outfielders, mind. So, maybe fresher legs might be needed sometimes, I suppose. But here we go, centre outfield. We have got, we've the first nomination of the night for Limekiln that I can recall. James Byrne from Limekiln, centre outfield. Well done to him. John Gibbons from Brafey. And Oran Kiernan from Carrickmacross. They're the centre outfield nominations for the senior men. And in the ladies, we've got Abby Delaney from Glenbarntown, Aileen Gavin from Brafey, and Shirlene Burns from Ern Eagles. So that's our 6 nominations at centre outfield. I wonder how many miles they've covered playing rounders between the 6 of them at centre outfield through the course of a season. That'd be a good stat for you to get ready.
Something significant for sure. I think maybe next year we'll ask Ard Corla to bring in the GPS trackers or some sort of a grant so that we can maybe when TG Cahar are streaming them we can put up the number of kilometers or whatever that has been covered or top speed or something like that. Do you think that might be within the budget?
Oh, I'm sure we can find some money for that somewhere, Darryl. Ian's probably watching tonight. We'll just ask him now. We'll say, Ian, we're going to spend a few quid that you hadn't thought of next year now. So GPS for everyone, Darryl?
Just the outfielders. I would imagine that the distance covered by the infielders will be significantly less and not as interesting.
Yeah. Okay, right. Well, we'll just start with the outfielders for now then. So grand job.
Yeah. Okay. Baby steps.
So we're gonna complete the fielding lineup, the 9 traditional positions, if we will, with the right outfields for both ladies and men. And in the ladies, the right outfield. Now, again, let's not discredit the fact of how much mileage these guys cover as well, because I find the right outfielders tend to do a lot of backing up of bases as well. So I dare say they've got some miles on them, miles on their boots this year as well. Anyway, our ladies' senior nominations for right outfield: Claire Burke from Brafey, Marion Shear from Cuchulainn, and Lindsay O'Reilly from Ern Eagles. Well done to them. And our right outfielders in the men, we have got Mick Kelly from Glenbarntown. Now, this one might trick me up. I'm going to go the Welsh way on this. Ian Matthews from Carrickmacross Emmets. If that was Welsh, that'd be Ian.
I think it's Ewan.
Ewan, no, I was right.
I think.
Very good. Ewan Matthews from Carrickmacross Emmets. And Justin Perrin from Ern Eagles completes the lineup at right outfield for the 9 positions. Very good. And then we've also got roaming nominations as well. We have the roaming positions. Now, these might be people who have been called upon to do multiple positions through the course of the season. Probably multi-skilled and can slot in just about anywhere. So we have got for the men, we do have 3 outstanding all-rounders, to be fair. Now we have got...
It's the All-Star nominations, Craig. I'd hope so.
Yeah, but I mean, they are versatile players, these guys now. Patrick Birmingham from Carrick Macross Emmets. Justin Perrin again from Erne Eagles. He must have got around the place this season. And another nomination for Limekill as well. Good to see. Kieran Weldon from Limekill. That's our three roaming positions. Sorry, our three senior roaming all-star nominations for the men. And
Very
in
good.
the ladies, we have got Leanne Carroll from Cuchulainn, Chloe Doyle from Glimbarntown, and Lindsay O'Reilly from Erne Eagles. That's our 60 nominations, 30 men and 30 women, all in with a chance of taking home a prestigious All-Star Award on the 1st of November in the Osprey in County Kildare. Won't that be a great night?
Very good. Well done to everyone. And Craig, do you mind just kind of go now that you've done them all? Would you mind just going through the entire ladies' nominations and the entire men's, just in case there's anyone jumping in? Yeah,
I can do that now. Just give me a second. I'm going to go ladies first, as I have it in my hand. So our ladies' nominations for senior all stars are at pitcher, Michelle Hopkins of Brafey, Joanne Murphy from Raheen, and Irene Scanlon from Erne Eagles. In the position of catcher, Katie Grunell from Brafey, Liam Mullins from Erne Eagles, and Liam Mullins from Cuchulainn. I do apologise. I scrolled a bit too fast there. And Anya Riley from Erne Eagles. First base, Margaret Fitzgibbon of Brafey, Sheena King of Glimbarntown, and Rachel Riley of Erne Eagles. Second base, Gillian Nolan of Cuchulainn, Geraldine Goldrick, Erne Eagles, and Mary Roach, Glimbarntown. Third base, Maggie Brady from Erne Eagles, Paula Doherty, Brafey, and Alicia Reddy, Glimbarntown. Shortstop, Anne-Marie Dunphy, Glimbarntown, Fancy Higgins, Erne Eagles, and Caroline Waters of Cuchulainn. Left outfield, Amy Maloney, Cuchulainn, Lisa Flood, Erne Eagles, and Katie Kenny of Brafey. Centre outfield, Abby Delaney, Glimbarntown, Eileen Gavin, Brafey, and Shirlene Burns, Erne Eagles. And right outfield, Claire Burke of Brafey, Marion Shear, Cuchulainn, and Lindsay O'Reilly, Erne Eagles. And the three roaming nominations for the ladies were Leanne Carroll of Cuchulainn, Chloe Doyle of Glimbarntown, and Lindsay O'Reilly of Erne Eagles. And in the men's, just give me 1 second while I bring that back up. Okay, our men's nominations were at pitcher, Colin Cannon of Brafey, Barry Lamb of Carrick Macross, Jason Tennant of Glimbarntown. Catcher, Gary Jordan, Glimbarntown, Colin Kiernan, Carrick Macross, and Jamie Murphy from Brafey. First base, Frank Duffy, Carrick Macross, Aidan Jane, Glimbarntown, and Shane Sheridan, Erne Eagles. Second base, Gary Borland, Glimbarntown, Jarkin, Erne Eagles, and Ronan Kiernan, Carrick Macross. Third base, Justin Burns, Carrick Macross, Paul Delaney, Glimbarntown, and Patrick Heenahan, Brafey. Shortstop, Paul Cooper, Glimbarntown, Michael Cullen, Erne Eagles, and Mark Jennings of Brafey. Left outfield, Declan Finnegan, Carrick Macross, Colin Jordan, Brafey, and Owen Rowe O'Reilly, Erne Eagles. Centre outfield, James Byrne, Limekill, John Gibbons, Brafey, and Oren Kiernan, Carrick Macross. Right outfield, Mick Kelly, Glimbarntown, Ewan Matthews, Carrick Macross, and Justin Perrin, Erne Eagles. And the roaming positions, Patrick Birmingham, Carrickman Cross, Justin Perrin, Ern Eagles, and Kieran Weldon for Limekill. And we've just been totting them up as we go along there now. And that gives us a total list by club of Ern Eagles have 16 nominations for the All-Stars. Glenbarntown, 14. Braefi, 13. Carrickman Cross, 9. Kirkcullen, 5. Limekill, 2. And Raheen, 1, which I think is excellent. It's just great to see All-Star nominations right across the board there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clubs there, all in with a shout of getting an All-Star, which is great and testament to the strength and depth of it across the country as well. So well done to everyone.
Yeah, no, well done to everyone, and well done to you, Craig, for doing that. Guys, I think we've like over 50 people watching. If you wouldn't mind just showing Craig a bit of appreciation, just hitting like there so that we can go back and say, Craig, you did really well, therefore we're going to get you to do stuff like this more often. That would be very helpful. Really appreciate it. I'm sure Craig would too. You know, he loves doing stuff like this, and we just like reaffirm how well he's doing.
I just want to say thank you to the people who, I'm just the messenger, by the way. The people who work these stats out, that's no easy job. That's the body of work there. So well done to the All-Stars committee for working these out. As I said,
then I'll speak on behalf of the chat here. So they want names to name and shame who's on this All-Star committee and what. No, I'm only winding you up. But yeah, no, not an easy body of work to get through. So you know, just a couple of people in the comments there saying well done to all. So, you know, fair play, and you know, well done to you, Craig. And I know this new layout, and you're not used to working on the YouTube stream or whatever. So, you know, you took it better than I did anyway. I think you should replace me, really.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, and on that note, I've dishes to wash, and I'd like to say children to feed, but they're well fed. So I'm going to bid you all good night, and I'm going to leave you in Daryl's capable hands. And I'd just like to say one last time, best of luck to everyone, and I hope you all get what you want at the All-Stars Awards. Okay? Good night from me.
Thanks a million. Thanks a million.
Bye.
Right. Thanks a million to Craig there for jumping on. And yeah, so he's gone. So well done to everybody. I think he said there was 60 nominations in total. I know some of the, like, there was 1, 2 or 3 maybe that doubled up. So like to everyone that got nominated, congrats, well done. And you know, to anyone that didn't make the cut, you know, it's not the end of the road. You know, there's always next year. Use this as your motivation to get that practice in over the winter. But yeah, no, so great to finally know what's happening. And I think he said that the first. So, you know, we don't really have a whole lot of time until we find out what's happening. So I think the mixed player of the year is coming out over the next few days. There was some, I think there was a post on social media saying here's the timeline of stuff that was going to happen. So we don't have that tonight, obviously. Well, Craig is gone, and I have no information at all. So that will probably be out in the next few days, and then I think maybe next week the junior and intermediate players of the year or All-Stars are going to be officially announced. So I would imagine that they've been done via Facebook. I'm not 100% sure which platform it'll be, but yeah. So what's everyone's thoughts there? If we still have people listening, or maybe you're like, no, got the names, don't care anymore. But anyone overly surprised or unsurprised? I know from the chat there, Kieran, you were sweating. So congrats, by the way, on the nomination for Roman there. So what all positions, Kieran, if you're still with us, what all positions did you play? And I see Mark was there as well. So, you know, he got it last year. So obviously he's focused in on shortstop this year, so that's what he's going for. But yeah, so I think the night that'll be coming up, I don't think Craig is emceeing it this year. He did a fantastic job. Was it in 2023 down in Athlone? I think what most people can remember is Ireland losing the rugby during that one. But yeah, no, it was a great night. So himself and Laura did a fantastic job. And then last year, obviously, we had Jay and Paula. But anywho, guys, I'm gonna head on. So, like, you have all the information that you were looking for, and if you have anything else to ask, you can throw in a question here before I do go. We're hopefully going to have a few videos up in the next little while, not necessarily live, but going to have a few little info sessions, stuff on like injuries and a few bits and pieces like that. I had a really interesting conversation with a physio who works in baseball and softball during the week, so we'll get that up and hopefully you can learn a few things. So just confirmation there that Jay is back at it again this year, so MCing. Who do I think is going to win pitcher and catcher all-stars? It's very hard to know. I'm like, you do have the possibility where a pair can get it, and as I was speaking earlier, like that communication and that relationship between the pitcher and the catcher, I think is so underrated. So, like, would it be a huge surprise if the catcher and pitcher from the same club get it in both? I wouldn't say it would be a massive surprise. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will happen, but again, like, I think those positional relationships in rounders are so underrated. Might even go into a bit of detail on them at some stage. So Mark there, just confirming he played 4 positions last year, nine total in my career. So that's them all. So I suppose that's your definition of your all-rounder or your roaming player. So Mark, you just fell in love with one, or it's just the way it fell? Sometimes you'll just, sometimes with the Roman player, it's not necessarily by design, but it's more like player availability, and you have to say, like, they kind of take one for the team and they'll move positions to get that win for the team. So, like, it is great to see that, getting the recognition that it deserves. And also, like, sometimes you can be like a fantastic all-around player and just like, okay, well, we have a problem here, we're going to put you there because it solves that problem for this game, and the next day it's a different one. So sometimes with the all-stars, if it was just the positions, they might lose out on that sort of recognition, whereas having it here does allow them to get the recognition that they deserve. Who's going to win first base? Well, I actually don't have the list here. If I'm taking a guess, like again, it would just be a pure guess. And let me see if we can get it up on social media or anything. First base. So do I just be completely biased, or my actual thought? Let's see. On the ladies, like, again, I'd be just making a pure guess, but like the player that kind of stood out in the final for me now, and again, this is just off what I remember, would have been on the ladies, Sheena. Like, she had 1 or 2 unbelievable throws from first to third. Now, I think one of them resulted in an out, but like, say, like, I'm looking at that and it's not on stats at all. So I'm looking at it and I think, oh, that's a brilliant play. And it might not result into an out or any stats or anything contributing towards an all-star. But for me, seeing something like that is just, it's special. And it's like, oh, I love seeing that in a player. Doesn't necessarily, show up on the stat sheet, but, it's stuff like that I'm looking at. And then on the men's, where are we? Shane Sheridan, Frank Duffy, and so I'm probably going to be biased, but I would think that Shane is going for his 3rd in a row. Would that be right? 4th in a row, maybe. Like, he's really made it his own, and I'd say he will not let go of that. He won't let go of it easily. Frank obviously has been a great servant to the game. He's been. I've actually seen Frank play in multiple positions. I've seen him play first. I've seen him play 3rd in a final, right outfield on a couple of occasions as well, and as a bowler as well. So, Mark just shoved into positions. So, yeah, so you need to get more into the management side of things then, so that you get the say on who has to go where. But so yeah, Joe and Ian there just putting some of the names and their clubs into the chat. So it'll be very interesting. I think if anyone were to put on an accumulator and get all 20
correct. Fair play to you. We do not condone gambling. I feel like there should be like a little tagline here saying whatever. But yeah, no, look, not easy to guess, because like, and I know I talk about this, rambling on the side of the field when I'm chatting to someone, or if someone asks me whatever at the All Stars, like, you can have an opinion on a player or a position based off the games you've seen, but like, without seeing all the games, like, you've no idea what way the stat sheet is showing up. So say like, take me for example, like someone, like, I played a couple of games this year, and based off some of those games, say like someone might have thought, oh, they're looking like a really good one, they're going to be in for an all-star, or I thought they were really bad, they're definitely not. But then you could have a complete different story the next day. So like, say like, if I'm playing third base and I play a game and not a single ball comes anywhere near third, you'd be like, oh no, hasn't a hope for getting it. But then the next game, which you didn't see, well, I was involved in 6 or 7 outs and had some fantastic batting. So it's so hard. It is so hard to tell. Just 1 second here. Let me. So I can hear myself a little bit better now. Shane, an all-star game, mixed and split the teams, 5 and 4 for the winners. I'd love to see it. I don't know what everyone else's opinions are, but I would love every year to see it. The all-stars go head to head. They're getting a nice award. This is their giving back. So I don't know if you want to do it like in a draft system, or like set up your 2 pitchers and kind of like draw position by position, like draw them out of a hat or whatever. I would love to see it, and I think it would be a great opportunity to show off the best of the best in the game. Maybe make a few highlight reels out of it or whatever. The guy looking for more videos, promoting something for more video. Who is your favorite shortstop? Mark J, Paula, or Michael C? Well, again, I'm going to be biased towards my own club. Like, I think Mick has been a very underrated player for a number of years. Like, I think like this is his first year getting anywhere even close to the recognition of some of the years that he's had. So if I'm going to say my favorite player, it's obviously going to be my teammate. But like, they all bring such different styles to the game, and like such different assets. Like Mark, obviously very versatile. Used to play in different positions, and as he mentioned, he's played all 9. So you can bring the skills of that to the position, and it's going to be different to what the others have. Like Mick, I would always consider a great stopper of the ball, great arm. Then Paul, like the first thing when I think of Paul Cooper comes is go out. He's a big batter. He's a fantastic batter. So like that's the real strength. Now obviously he's a great shortstop too. He's the current reigning men's shortstop all-star. And he had I think the word I'd be looking for is audacious play in the semi-final, kicking the ball. I think we've all seen that somewhere. Love to see it in like HD or 4K or something. Kicking the ball home. So like again, bringing completely different things. Like, are Mick or Mark going to even think about doing that? Probably not. Now, not to say that they won't do something else that's ridiculous for them. I've seen like Mark will go sliding to the side to get a stop for a ball. And I've seen Mick kind of just get under a ball and use his height, and next thing an arm is snatched up, and one-handed, just not even a catch, snatches the ball out of the air, like a ball is probably traveling towards the outfield, but he just grabs it. So they're bringing such different qualities to the position, and it's great to see that it's not like, oh, to be the or one of the best players in this position, you must do these things and that's it. That's what makes a good player. Where like it really isn't. Like I mentioned earlier about the pitchers, that you've got different styles, and we've all seen teams win with different styles of pitchers. Mark, I've been practicing my kicks in training. Yeah, Mayo football could probably do with a bit more kick and practice. That's it, Mark. But great to hear that you're training since. They're probably getting ready for the Connacht Cup. So actually, that's one thing to bring up, that we will be bringing some live games from the Connacht Cup. I'm not sure what the match schedule will be of the games that will be streamed, but there will be some. So we've that to look forward to. But yeah, guys. So thanks a million for jumping on. What are we? 2-point line as game changer. Yeah. Do you think that we should have some sort of a play then in rounders that should be worth 2? Like the batting equivalent of, if you catch it in one hand, the whole team is out. Should we have an equivalent on the other side? Or do we bring in fences like they have in baseball and softball, and if you hit it over, it's an automatic home run? It would be interesting. One-handed catch, yes, but that's on the defensive side. I mean, on the offensive side, like to get some sort of reward like the 2-pointer need. Please no. I'm not sure which amendment that would be. I don't know which one you're referring to there. Like, is it any changes? Is it the home run with the wall, or the one hand and everyone's out? I remember someone referring to that as like street rounders. Like I'm not really sure where that originated from. It'd be great to actually find out. Yeah, the one-handed catch. Yeah, personally, I'm not a huge fan of the one-handed catch technique. I mean, if you've no choice and you go for it, and one of the main reasons I think you've a far better chance catching with 2 hands. But if somebody drops the ball trying to catch the ball with 1 hand, everyone go, "Oh, you should have went with 2." No, I've never seen anyone going to catch the ball with 2 hands, and someone said, "Oh, why didn't you go with 1?" But yes. Anyway, guys, I am going to go. And thanks a million for joining us. And again, thanks a million for Craig. Anyone still watching that hasn't liked or subscribed, it really mean a lot to ourselves. Well, to me and to Craig, just to kind of show that this works. That that you enjoyed it, and it also means that more people will get to see more of the game, and then hopefully the next thing that we throw up, like if we're streaming a match, more people, it'll pop up on more people's feed. So yeah, and thanks for all the kind words and everything in the chat, guys. Really appreciate it. And look, we will see you all soon. Take care. Bye bye.